Hi there. In this video, we'll be covering how can I become a better public speaker. Practice makes perfect, doesn't it? It's definitely true for public speaking. Becoming a better public speaker could be the skill holding you back from achieving your dreams. And yet it's easy to feel discouraged or stuck or lack the confidence that you need to carry your message forward. By the end of this video, you'll learn how to clarify your message, why stories are so important, and the value of practicing your speech out loud. And stay tuned until the end of the video for an opportunity I really think you're going to enjoy. Let's dive in. When I think about becoming a better public speaker, I think about having a clear message. I think about really understanding what you want to say and really just tapping into it. You want to feel very natural and authentic, like you're just having a conversation one-to-one with somebody. Even if you're speaking to a giant auditorium of people, you are just speaking one-to-one, you are living your best life, you are in your moment, everything's great. You know, you're just owning it. It's such an awesome thing to be able to do that and to be able to speak to people and just really own your message. So you really need to understand your message. You need to feel confident in what you're saying. You know, if you were not an expert on your speech topic, and you were just handed a piece of paper and said, okay, 5 minutes from now, you're going to go give a speech on this. How would you feel? I'd feel pretty not confident on that. I'd feel very scared. I'd feel very like I'm not ready for this. You don't want that. You want to feel like you own this, that you own the message, that this needs to be shared, that this is super important, that the people in this crowd love this message. They are so into it. Even if they're not, they are so into it and you are owning it and things are great, and just that, it's that presence is so important. And that presence comes through in really owning the message and really feeling it in your bones, and just tapping into it on a deep level. So you have to have some area of expertise that you're talking about in order to make this work. Otherwise, it's not going to work out at all. I always love when a speech starts or incorporates different stories, different personal reflections, different perspectives. By bringing that personal touch to the speech, it just takes it to a different level. It really does. It helps the audience connect with you, and it engages you. It forces you to want to, really listen in, to pay attention to this, because they seem like they're speaking directly to you. By telling personal stories, and by weaving stories into your speech, it's going to give the audience reason to dial in, and it's going to make the speech feel more personal. So it's such a huge element. You don't want to just rattle off this. Here's some research for you. You want to tap into the personal experience of the person who's listening to this, that they're interested in hearing this message and they're talking about yourself, and they're buying into it. As with anything, structure matters. What's your way into the speech? What's the way in that's going to draw everybody? That's going to get them interested. That's going to get them excited. That's going to make them care. You want to start off with something powerful to draw them in, and then you want to keep them there and keep them engaged in the entire journey. I just think that's so meaningful to be able to think about the structure, whether it's structured in different waves and structured in different areas of focus. Whatever the case may be, you want to structure your speech in a way that's going to empower them. Maybe there's a 5-step process that you work through. There's got to be something. There's got to be some backbone or structure to this to make it work. This can't just be a free-for-all of, maybe I'll walk into a point at some point. Like, there's got to be some loose structure in place to help you, really hammer home your points and carry it forward from beginning to end. I love the power of practicing out loud, practicing to groups, even unpaid. Like, just find the group and speak to it. This isn't just about speaking to anybody. It's just about speaking to people who are interested in your topic, of course, but find groups to speak to. Find audiences that are interested in hearing your message and go talk to them. Get their feedback. What did they like? What didn't they like? What worked? What didn't work? That quick little insight of even seeing their body language, if they're like tuning out or just, crossed, like not really paying attention, scrolling their phones, you're like, okay, well, this isn't a good fit. This isn't working out the way I wanted it to. Let me scrap some of that and Focus on the things that people want to hear instead. Giving those speeches can make you feel more and more confident in your message, especially as the audience responds in the way you want them to. You want the audience to be engaged, you want them to be paying attention, you want them to care, and you want them to feel something. Because if not, then what are we doing here? If you're just standing there talking and no one's paying attention, what's the point? You want to be able to tap into that and practicing your speech and working on it with, groups, and ultimately working with different speaking groups too. There's people out there, there's experts out there who will actually work with you if you're interested in doing like a TEDx talk. They can actually prepare you for your TEDx talk, which is an interesting scenario, but then networking and outreach. You think about Toastmasters, National Speakers Association, TEDx, all these things are bubbling up, and there's so many opportunities because of that. Or there's local business chapters or business groups that are inviting speakers every month. It's about putting yourself out there, and it's about networking, and it's about connecting with people who are interested in hearing your message. But giving a public speech and becoming a better public speaker isn't just about the message. It's about the conveyance of the message. It's about how you're presenting that message. I remember when I was in college and I was giving public speeches on different things, and I struggled. I really didn't feel comfortable giving public speeches. I struggled to, think on my feet. I struggled to just speak off the cuff. It wasn't a strong skill set for me. And in my freshman year of college, I actually, was the most improved person in my class because I was literally the worst person in the class at the beginning, and I was not good at the end, but I was better. So the teacher said I was the most improved, which I think I probably was because I was so bad at the beginning. The idea of speaking off the cuff for 10 or 12 minutes on a YouTube video back then, YouTube didn't exist, dating myself a bit, but even so, the idea of speaking for 10 to 12 minutes on video would have terrified me. I would have been very scared and reading off a sheet. Let me write everything down so I don't forget it. Nowadays, I have bullet points and I focus on bullet points, and hitting those bullet points, I can look down and, look back up and keep reading. But it's so meaningful to be able to feel this energy and feel this knowledge and not have to worry about writing everything down because I believe in it. I believe in what I'm saying. I don't have to stand here and worry, oh my gosh, I need to do this. I know what I'm saying, even if I don't have it written down. Better that I don't. When you're having a conversation with somebody and you ask a question and you start reading off an answer, they're going to say, what's going on here? Just talk to me person to person. That's what audiences want too. They want you to speak person to person. Obviously, there are scripted speeches. I recognize that. Some keynote addresses are scripted. Big speeches are scripted. I get that. I'm not specifically focused on that for speech writing. I'm really talking about, off the cuff conversations that you're having, off the cuff speeches that you're having where you can script them out but not actually write down all the words, just speak from bullet points. It feels so much better and more natural to speak like that instead of reading from a script and going line by line because it's just not the same thing. Another big part of that process is slowing down. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Slow down, because the more you can slow down, the more you can emphasize different things, the more you can pattern your speech accordingly to tap into different things. You don't have to worry about blah, 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 blah. Going super fast. You don't want to do that. You're not trying to bombard the audience member with information. You're trying to tell them things that are going to resonate. Tell them things that are going to get through their brain and going to stay there. Tell them things that they're going to remember. If you keep just speeding through, they're going to remember that you sped through, but they're not going to remember anything you said. That's no good. You don't want that. So slow down. Another thing is tools. Use tools that can help your voice, water, cough drops, whatever the case may be. It's good to be able to have those tools ready because you don't want to be the person who's giving the speech and then your voice sounds horrible, and then the message gets garbled. You don't want that. So focus on the tools that can help you sound great. Sound great, feel great, and just embody it, You should, as you practice too, work on working the crowd, of kind of looking at different areas of the crowd, connecting one-to-one with people at times, making eye contact, feeling very natural. Feeling very natural in front of that crowd is just a meaningful thing. But again, it all comes back to practice. It all comes back to continuing to work at it, because this is a craft, this is a skill. The more you can work at it, the better you'll get. And as you keep getting better at it, opportunities are going to emerge. So it's super exciting that you're interested in this process of public speaking. And the more you can work at it based on the message and based on the presentation, when you pair those things together, amazing things are going to happen. If you're interested in learning more about how can I become a better public speaker, there's another video I recorded that I think you should really check out. I think you'll learn a lot from it. It's called How to Become a Public Speaker. That video really goes deeper on the steps, step by step, that you should take in establishing your speaker brand, the power of a book and what it means to write a book, and pair it with your public speaking. All these things that you can do to build up your brand. If you're interested in learning more about that, definitely check out that other video. I'm Dan Good. Thanks for watching.